when the village is in trouble, then we have to ask the question, well, what does it take to raise a village? Tonight we come asking the question, what does it take to raise a village? And having a conversation about education. Let me disabuse you of any notion that after the night, by some panacea or some silver bullet that flies from any of these presenters' mouth or anything I might say, that the issues that are facing us are going to be changed. But what I seek to do by calling us purposefully to the church house is to say that we got to get real. We can't play games any longer. The stakes are too high. What we stand to lose is too precious. I don't know about you. I've tried to ask people, which one of these young boys or which one of these young girls are you willing to throw away? And if the question comes back out of our religious, our cultural, our expression, and our experience here, no, not one, then what it really means in the real sense is that we got to get busy.
We are in crisis mode. The latest numbers just were released last week by the Schott Foundation on particularly the state of black boys in the United States in education in every major city across the country. So just in brief, let me tell you what it looks like. In the United States today, 47% of black boys graduate from high school. Only 47%. In the state of Georgia, it's only 43%. In Fulton County, it's 45%, and in Atlanta, it's 34%. So that's crisis mode. Now, the good news is, when we get to the solution portion, we have some models in this country of education that are sterling, that have turned around some of the worst neighborhoods in America. So there's a way to do that. We have the paradigm for it if we are brave enough to do it, because the models that we'll be talking about later were not easy to do, but they have proven to have 100% success. So I say the statistics so that we start on a factual basis as to where we are, and if we do not save our children and think it's important enough, then we might as well give up on the next 2 generations. Because with a 34% graduation rate, it's over. We don't change it today.
I agree with the professor that we are in a crisis mode. Beyond that, when we ask the question, are schools failing our children, or are the children failing the schools, I think the answer is obvious. It is the schools that are failing children. It is grown folk who are failing children. And before we can find a solution, we've got to be able to tell the truth about it. You know, and if nothing else, I hope tonight is about truth telling and holding folk accountable. And if we do that, you know, we have to be very clear. We cannot lie about what's going on in those schools. We cannot lie about test scores. We cannot lie about graduation rates. We cannot lie about the condition of our schools, because unless we agree on that truth, we cannot find any solution. In order to diagnose a problem, we've all got to agree that there is a problem. And so when we come out here and talk about the CRCT scores have gone up and the graduation rates have gone up 75% in 3 years, and we find that to be what? All smoke and mirrors. We've got to hold somebody accountable. Because when we disserve children by not telling the truth, who suffers? Not the Chamber of Commerce, not the superintendent, and not even the teachers. Who suffers? The children suffer.
I serve on the Calvary County School Board, and it's been my observation during my tenure on the board that the most serious problem we have facing us right now is role clarification and commitment. Role clarification and commitment. I see young people acting like grown folks. I see grown folks acting like children. I see administrators not carrying out their responsibility. I see teachers thinking they better be popular rather than to be rigorous teachers. So the thing that I see is the absence practice of both role clarification and commitment. If we know the role we are to play and be held accountable for playing that role, we will get the results we need. So we need to be about the truth of talking about who we are and what is our purpose. And the purpose of our young people is to come to school and be prepared to learn. The purpose of our parents is to get them ready to go to school and to be able to learn. And the purpose of our teachers is to teach them to learn. So I'm about helping us to understand what our role is and hold us accountable there.
Schools reflect the culture of the community, and our community is in big trouble. Schools are in big trouble. Communities in big trouble. Here we stand 46 years after the assassination of Dr. King. Relative to whiteness, the infant mortality is 146% higher for black babies and white babies. The chances of being in prison for our kids are 447% higher. The chance of you getting shot as you leave here, homicide in our community, is 521% higher than in the white community. The lack of insurance is 521% higher. And our median income now, it used to be 55% lower, is much lower than that now with the recession. But we've got a problem. We've got a community problem. Schools are part of that problem. Hopefully, we can do something to make schools a part of the solution. I look at the 14 sisters that serenaded us with those beautiful songs up there. There was not one brother in that choir. There's got to be some men in this community that can sing too. So it starts everywhere. I meet with the group once a month, once a week on Monday. Over 100 men show up. I try to get them to mentor a youth. One child, just find one child and make a difference because you live. I think out of those 100 men, and I speak to them Monday after Monday after Monday, I probably have 12 of them. I have 12 of them that have mentored somebody. Just helping a child. Helping a child. Our whole culture as black people is in big, big trouble. And you people, you, us, we are part of the problem.
I get a lot of parents asking me, you're special and you're smart and you're this. And I tell them all the time, I'm not any different, any smarter, any more special than anybody else. What I've decided to do is to commit myself to my children's education. That's what I've decided to do. When I left work and went into and stayed home as a result of having 4 children, it was not so I can sit at home and eat bonbons and watch the stories. It has not been an easy route. It has not been a situation. I don't drive the newest cars or have the latest fashions and those type of things. I sacrifice for my children, for me to be there so that strangers won't be the teachers of my children. I try to tell parents all the time, to me, some of the keys to helping your children achieve academic success is, for one, to not allow any strangers to teach your children. Go to the school and meet. I don't care if you just have to meet them one time and let them know what your expectations are. You let them know what your expectations are, and I believe they will rise to that occasion. You need to learn how to navigate the school system, know who to go to, and I heard Brother Derrick use some of the suggestions that I gave, and I appreciate that. It's knowing who to go to for what. You have to know so that you don't spin your wheels, so that you can know what you need to do for your child to be successful. And I just want to make one note as we talk about this. One thing that we can't not talk about is special needs, and that's the program for exceptional children. Those are children with special needs. And a lot of times our young children, our children, are misdiagnosed or are not diagnosed early enough for us to get the type of help and support that they need. So of course, by the time they get in 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, they'd much rather be cool than be dumb. And so they have not allowed, parents have not learned what their children need. We're so quick to say, my child is not, because we think it's some sort of curse to label our children.
All right, Sister Terrell.
You know I can talk.